Hola clase, back for more excitement about reflexive pronouns. Today we're going to learn about how reflexive pronouns, me, te, se, nos, o, se, can always go right in front of the conjugated verb, or they can always go after the infinitive if you have two verbs back to back. Remember, when you have two verbs, the first one gets conjugated, the second one stays in the infinitive form, where an infinitive is a verb that ends in AR, ER, or IR. Let me demonstrate what I mean. Okay, so we've already learned this first one. Look at example 1. Yo me acuesto a las 10. I go to bed at 10 o'clock. Yo no me acuesto a la 1. I don't go to bed at 1 o'clock. Maybe on weekends. But anyway, the word no, if you choose to use a no, goes in front of the reflexive pronoun. It can never go in between the reflexive and the conjugated verb, acuesto, or it'll sound weird. So today our big thing is that reflexive pronouns. Wait, are you taking notes here? You should be taking notes. Reflexive pronouns can attach to the end of an infinitive, chicos y chicas. Later on, you'll also learn that reflexive pronouns can attach to the end of commands when we learn how to do commands, and gerunds, which are a fancy word for an ing word. Anyway, take a look at example 2. Instead of I go to bed at 10 o'clock, it's I want to go to bed at 10 o'clock. I want is yo quiero, and then to go to bed is acostarse. However, because I'm talking about yo is the subject, the se at the end of acostarse has to become me. Yo quiero acostarme a las 10. You can still put the me in front of the conjugated verb. Yo me quiero acostar a las 10 on the second one down. If you choose to use the word no, it's kind of like the top examples I showed you. It has to go, the no goes either in front of the conjugated verb, or if there's a reflexive pronoun there, in front of that. Yo no quiero acostarme a las 10. I don't want to go to bed at 10, or yo no me quiero acostar a las 10. They both mean I don't want to go to bed at 10. Does that make sense? Questions? Well, I do have some examples for you that are coming up. If I'm talking too fast, feel free, ladies and gentlemen, to pause me, go back and listen to this again, or to find out other ways of getting help before you're ready to move on. Okay, here we go. Let's try example 3. Do you have scrap paper? You ready to try it on your own, or do you have somewhere in your notes? Okay, example 3. Nosotros necesitar cepillarse los dientes. We need to brush our teeth. Make it say that. Go ahead and pause here if you need more time. Pause here. Necesitar cepillarse los dientes. Okay, here we go. Here's the answer. Example 3. Going down. Spoiler alert. Okay, here we go. Okay, the nosotros form of necesitar, because that's the first verb, so that one's going to get conjugated. It will be necesitamos, ending in amos. Then cepillarse, to brush, is going to stay cepillar. But the se at the end has to match the nosotros. It's going to become nos. These are both correct. Necesitamos cepillarnos los dientes, or nosotros nos necesitamos cepillar los dientes. I think I forgot to mention this above, but there is one word in these sentences in all the examples I've done so far which is optional. What word is that? If you said the subject pronoun, that's absolutely correct. The word nosotros is not necessary because the amos at the end of necesitamos tells you it's talking about nosotros. So if you did not include the word nosotros, full credit still if you got everything else right. Make sense? Okay, next, example 4 gets just a little bit harder. Take a look. I gave it to you in English. Now you give it to me in Spanish. Can you give it to me both ways, like I'd been giving it to you both ways, with the reflexive pronoun at the end and at the beginning? Pause it here when you need time. Unpause it when you're ready for me to show you the answer, because here we go on the answer. Scrolling. Here we go. They need to go to bed at 11 p.m. Ellos necesitan acostarse a las 11 de la noche. Ellos se necesitan acostar a las 11 de la noche. There you go. How is this going? I hope that makes sense. If you didn't get the de la noche part, well, it's been a while since we learned de la mañana, de la tarde, de la noche. The last one gets a lot harder. Let's see how this one goes. Number 5, example 5. Y'all should take a shower every morning. Now remember, there's 2 ways to say y'all. They're both correct. So if you can give me both ways of saying y'all and put the pronoun in both ways in both sentences, you'll have 4 different sentences like my answer will. Go ahead and pause it now if you like, and unpause it when you're ready to go over it. Let's see how it goes. Do you remember to say to should, to ought to? You may have to look that one up. Here we go. Answer, and here it is. Y'all should take a shower every morning. Deber is should or ought to. So it's going to be vosotros debéis. Did you get the accent on debéis there? Debéis ducharos todas las mañanas, or put the pronoun first. Vosotros os debéis duchar todas las mañanas. Or you can use the ustedes form. That's fine too. That also means y'all. Or you plural, or whatever you want to say. Ustedes and vosotros translate to English as. The ustedes form is going to be ustedes deben ducharse todas las mañanas, or ustedes se deben duchar todas las mañanas. That help? Does this make sense? Is this going okay for you? Well, that's it on how reflexive pronouns can attach to the end of infinitives. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. Ciao, clase.